Okay. She got more Gautier than, yeah, you get it. Okay, so I wasn't even gonna talk about this, so I'm gonna make this quick. But I like deep diving into people's songs as far as how other people, their fans and so forth, react to them. So for the past like 2-3 days or so, I have been watching people react to Cardi B's new song, obviously, Boom. So I was like, okay, it sounds like a lot of people really like it, and a fair amount of people don't like it. It's like it's not the majority, but then when I'm noticing what type of fans these are, is that pretty much is saying that Cardi B sucked with this song. They probably more so Nicki Minaj fans, and I don't know. I feel like. I like old Nicki Minaj, not even Itty Bitty Piggy, because I caught on to Nicki late, and I'm really not a fan of hers. There's a couple songs, throwback songs I like, but as far as her new stuff, no thank you. I think I would prefer a Cardi B song, to be fair. So I feel like they're more so Nicki fans, and they don't want to hear Cardi, which is fine, because I'm not a big fan of Cardi either, but honestly, um when you talking about female rap and what they got the cutout of female rap to be, I feel like even though Cardi B ain't got a right to be saying nigga because she's not one, but shit, y'all already didn't gave her a pass, so it is what it is. Because we do realize a lot of these light-skinned rappers aren't necessarily black Americans to be saying the word, but this is not what I'm here to talk about. We're going to get into what I thought about Cardi B's Imaginary Players with a Z. Mind you, she has 2 releases out that are on the album. Technically, there are 4 because she's putting WAP and I believe Up as singles for her upcoming album, Am I the Drama, released sometime next month. I don't necessarily know the date. It might be like the 12th or the 19th, something like that. But I do know it's going to release next month. I feel like the reason to talk about this album and necessarily Cardi B, because she know what she doing and she probably scared. It's a hell of pressure on her because honestly she has not released a full body of work in a couple years. About 7 or 8 is when she released Invasion of Privacy or whatever, which everybody fucking loved for some reason. I don't know, because I didn't listen to the whole album. It might have been maybe 1 to 3 songs that I actually really liked. But again, I didn't listen to the album, but people that I knew did listen to it. They loved it. Bodak Yellow was a good song. That song alone um gravitated me towards her. And you feel me? Yeah. So with Bodak Yellow, she really fell into a whole space, but honestly, it's because of her personality and how she is very relatable. But this song, she was letting y'all motherfuckers know that she ain't trying to relate to y'all. So let's go into it. I got to sit with both of her singles. Outside, which I heard first and played first, but didn't say anything about, and probably wasn't gonna say anything. But I seen so many people were talking about Imaginary Players, and they made it seem like such a big deal. So I was drawn to see what it was about. Honestly, I feel like Outside, I liked Outside. Um, Simply because with Cardi B, she comes with energy. You feel me? When I see her perform and shit, she comes with energy. She comes with, yes, she's an entertainer. This is what she here for. She's trying to entertain the fuck out of y'all. Like, legit. No lazy shit. Now, mind you, I don't know if she's consistent with it, but I feel like every little performance I've seen her do, she's been giving her all. And her personality is usually what draws a lot of people in, especially if you watched her from Love and Hip Hop. I personally only knew her from Love and Hip Hop. Apparently, she was on Vine or something like that. So there's that. She's a personality. which is why she got the brands, and you see her with just singles and features, and you see her doing this, that, and the third, and she's still present, is because she is a brand, and not all rappers are a brand, which is why they may have a hot couple hits, but after a while, if they don't find themselves entertaining and they captivate the audience they're trying to captivate, then they're not going to have an audience after a while, which is why Doja Cat is still swimming in these waters. Okay. Okay. I did take quick notes on this because I do not want to be long. And let's go. Okay, reactions to imaginary players with the Z is wild but expected. So much so that I decided to put my 2 cents in. Yes, these are my 2 cents. Duh. To start this off, Jay-Z's sampling and song Imaginary Players with an S is a smooth ass classic, in my opinion. That was one of the songs that I feel like grabbed people's ear because we already kind of know Jay-Z is being somebody smooth as far as his music went. And so that beat paired along with how he was bragging, but it wasn't loud, but it wasn't like an in your face type of brag. It's a, yeah, nigga, you know I got it type of brag. So that's a classic in itself. And if you don't know, I'm sure you probably should go listen to it. And, you know, maybe you'll understand and maybe you won't. I don't want to compare the two songs, Jay-Z's and Cardi's, because I don't feel like you can compare those two. This is a female putting her spin on it, and this is a male putting his spin on how he was mixing up the sampling with what the fuck he was gonna say on his verses, you feel me? So I don't want to compare the song as, oh, Jay-Z was better, oh, yeah. Now, we can't necessarily do that because these are two different type of rappers, you know. So yeah, I don't want to compare the two. Because we do recognize Cardi B is mimicking or trying to ride the beat just as Jay-Z did and talk the luxury shit. So, yeah. Same pot, different spoons. That one just hit my brain. Okay. I listened to the track a first few times and then proceeded to watch the video about 4 times. So I first listened to the song without seeing the video, played on Spotify, and then I went ahead and went on YouTube and watched the video a couple of times. Now, everybody was talking about how the video was wow, wow, wow. The video was nice because it's giving Cardi B. Like, what else does she give in her videos? She's always giving you a look. She's giving you a vision. She's giving you Vogue, like she fucking said. Like, if you was to open up Vogue and slide through the pages, you will see shit like what she got going on. And I really liked how the video was simple, because honestly I was expecting a whole lot more, simply because like I was expecting just some hype shit. But I had to think about, well, look at the song ain't necessarily hype. The lyrics and the beat is what's supposed to be hype, and it's hype in a way where they talking they shit, like I said earlier, quietly. And she did just that. The video was Cardi. She's giving you luxury. She's fucking giving you, look, I'm pouring champagne on my feet. Y'all bitches just drinking it and happy. I'm pouring that shit on my feet. Like, what? She don't want to be compared to nobody. And to be honest, I don't think she should be getting compared to anybody, because ever since Little Kim, that's one of my favorite rappers, one of my favorite artists. Ever since Little Kim come out, you feel me, there hasn't been a huge female artist besides Beyonce, a huge female rap artist since like Little Kim and Missy Elliott. Somebody who's had longevity, somebody who's had multiple hits and actual career with music. It hasn't been anybody too exciting. In my opinion, Nicki Minaj wasn't like, in my opinion, a big deal to me. I don't know. Her music is not the greatest. I personally wouldn't call her uh the queen of rap. um I just wouldn't do it. I would give the queen of rap overall to Lil Kim. That's just me. If I had to pick a new school artist, and when I say a new school artist, we gonna put all the women that I know about from 2025, which is Doja Cat. She should not be called a rapper. I heard someone else say this, and I do agree. She's a pop star, and she is a just that. She's a star because Doja Cat, she has decent materials. That's somebody else who I listen to because she come with the Diddy bops. You feel me? And I hate that I just said Diddy. Sigh. Yeah, Doja Cat really shouldn't be a rapper. I guess she wants to be one, but she really should stick to the pop type deal because she's definitely the pop star, given that. But Little Kim, Doja Cat, Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj, Doechii. I didn't know JT made a bunch of new music. I didn't know. But all of those, out of all of those individual, I'm forgetting about Meg The Stallion, Glorilla, Sexy Red, Lotto, Ice Spice. Who else they got out there? Scarlett. A lot of people may not know much about her, but damn, I know it's a couple that I'm missing. Saweetie. A lot of them women I don't listen to. I used to listen to Meg The Stallion when she first came out, when she had that little blonde wig on. The song Big Old Freak was on, I believe, that EP or whatever. That's when I was fucking with Meg The Stallion. After that so much, I was like, no thank you. I feel like out of all of those individuals, Cardi B would be the one to kind of take the cake on that. Now, I know I've made a couple videos about her prior, saying, why is it that she's using the N-word, and why is it that... That's very true. I'm being all the way honest. It's very true. She is making money off of black women. She's making money off of black men. She's making money off of hip-hop. Right? Off of rap. It is what it is. It's like, at the end of the day, I'm thinking about the music and the content, and honestly, y'all let everybody else do it, and it's gonna continue to happen. I ain't never heard her call the black women roaches, and she honestly probably did. At the end of the day, why are we taking these artists serious? Because to be honest, I feel like Doja Cat be talking shit about her fans, and I'm like, what do you expect? She literally don't know y'all. When y'all begging to do this and be called kittens and this, fans are weird. I will admit they are. So the fact that I didn't went whole left. We're gonna get back to this album. We have a lot of non-black people entering into the industry of rap, which has been a thing for a long ass time, and ain't nobody stopped none of them from saying the N-word. So it's like, as of now, you expect that, especially if y'all was letting Iggy Azalea rap. We Iggy Azalea. T.I. should be ashamed of that one. He really should. But that's neither here nor there. Out of all of those young ladies that rap, I would feel like Little Kim obviously takes the crown out of all. But I'm talking about the new school young ladies. And the new school young ladies, I feel like Cardi B would be the top. She's kind of She's giving you brand. She's giving you fashion. She's giving you personality. She's giving you a lot. She's giving you drama. Like, she's literally giving you all of that shit. We've seen her startup. We've seen her shine, her glow. Her ass started from, I guess, being an entertainer, a dancer, whatever, and I just figure to say that. But she went through a lot of phases of being an entertainer, so I feel like, hell yeah, she's like low-key top tier out of the new individuals that's deciding to rap. The rest of them, you make a song and then you disappear. She's actually riding with all of this shit. Whether it be her little fake ass boyfriend, whatever, if that's her man, if she pregnant, Lord, if this woman pregnant from that man, then they probably having babies from for rituals and shit, which is why a lot of them be having so many. But that's a whole different topic. I keep going off topic. That's why I wrote these notes, because I put the shit down and I just go off a topic. But this is why I write notes, so I can actually, discuss the topic at hand. Anyways, so yeah, video was what I expected it to be. Nothing new. Somebody said that was lazy. Well, what would you expect her to do? Honestly, I really wish she would have did a whole black and white theme. If she would have did a whole black and white theme and kind of copied off the album cover of Jay-Z, I thought that would have been absolutely perfect. That probably would have put the cherry on top. The black and white, like a full video in black and white, when she was rolling up and shit in the car and shit, like, that would have put the cherry on top. You feel me? Especially going off of how Jay-Z's cover looked. Black and white video, she should go ahead and make it like a second video and do some shit black and white. That's just me. But me watching the video didn't make me like or dislike the song any more or less. It didn't really change anything or do anything special for me. To me, Cardi didn't sound bad on the track. She gave us the typical shit talk, the like, she the baddest bitch, whatever. And she gave us typical Cardi, but she actually was given more of a laid back, I don't know, I think the video, what it did for her verses, it gave her the luxury. Like, she's really just chilling off of what everybody is saying or thinking about her or think she's saying. That didn't make sense. Yes, it did. Let me say it again. She's actually living her life in luxury, chilling, going on spa dates with champagne on her feet, eating lobster. Because I remember at one point in time, everybody was talking about she stinks, she smell like fish. And I guess she said her nails had lobster or something in them, or she was always eating seafood and lobster. I don't know. So her having them big old lobster earrings and bracelets and shit on, and them serving her more lobster and seafood. I'm like, what she's doing is saying to everybody that's hating on her, is she chilling? Spa dates and traveling and trying on clothes for Vogue and shit. She's chilling while everybody else is pressed. Mind you, she did have a song called Pressed. It's funny when I talk about certain artists, I don't realize how much of their music I have actually listened to. Then I go and do a video and like, damn, I actually listened to her, because I didn't say it about 4 songs. And yeah, I know more than 4 songs. And I say I ain't a Cardi B fan. Lord have mercy. So, she did, in my opinion, flow better on the Get Money instrumental. So if you watched the Joe Budden podcast or whatever, and he played a little bit of the Get Money instrumental with the same imaginary player's flow, same rhyme and everything, but over Get Money, Get Money, it was over that. It sounded a lot better. Now, if she was able to put that out over imaginary players, or even have both of those songs, she would have both of those songs, bitch, what? But if she will put that out, the Get Money, she might have more people that actually fuck with this song, because on Get Money, it just sounds a bit more natural. Now, that's not necessarily saying she sounded bad over imaginary players, but it sounded just like a more natural song. Her flow and her words and everything just sounded or paired better with Get Money. That's just my opinion. And I wish she would have like low-key dropped names instead of saying bitches and hoes, this and that. I'd rather her be, kind of drop a little bit more hint, because my ass be like, well, shit, I don't know who beefing, and y'all, I don't know who do what and when and where, you know? Unless you actually saying, you feel me? I want you to say who it is. I want you to say if it's JT, because apparently it's JT, which is why she said something about how you say you dress better on my bop, and something she said. And so I kind of remember back a while ago, they both, I guess, had the same little pink outfit on, and they posted it on Instagram, a bunch of social media bullshit basically between two grown ass women. And I'm like, oh, so maybe she's talking about her. But I would really want them to say names. I want her, Cardi B, to say Nicki Minaj with a little verse, blah, 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 Nicki, and then another verse, JT, and then another verse, who the fuck else? I want to know. Like, because back in the day, didn't they used to do that, or am I tripping? I know somebody did that. Didn't Kendrick do that, where he was actually dropping rappers' name? Now, girl, I don't care if you name every rapper. I want you to drop names. That's all. Yeah, she was definitely slick at the mouth, but honestly, she's always slick at the mouth when she rap. I feel like when you are rapping, and if you are a rapper, you should always be the sharpest at the tongue, especially when you going in to rap about a song, whether it's a positive or negative or in between song. You should already be sharp with it. And this song, you could tell she came with it. Now, I don't know if she write her lyrics, but she was saying some really clever and catchy things, and I'm like, okay. But she kind of always been like that, where she was saying little punchline type things. Like if she was a comedian and she's setting up a joke, she's setting up the lyrics for her to say something slick at the mouth, but it'd catch you and you'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what she's supposed to do as a rapper, I think so. Some people didn't think that she did a good job, like she was reading off a paper and shit, reading off a script, reading out of a book, and it sounded choppy. I'm like, yeah, but kind of all her, when she raps, she does that. That's just her cadence, I guess, Because to me, in my opinion, a lot of her songs is kind of broken down and choppy like that. And I'm like, well, that's just how, her little cadence, how her flow is. So, to each their own. Her little lyrics came off as soft slaps. She didn't come off too aggressive as like trying to be man, a man, excuse me, a male. So that's why she was like, take the links out, And I had to research because I'm like, what the fuck? And then I had to get it. My ass were little Amazon watches, baby. I don't know nothing about what the links. You mean what you mean? Take the links out. Oh, so you can fit it because the men's watches look better versus the women. So she want to spend a little more on the men's watch. So take the motherfucking links out so they can fit her wrist. Oh, I got it. That was slick. That was cute. Okay. Um, I really wish that Little Kim would have did something like this. I really wish she would have got on this imaginary players beat at some point in her early to mid career. I really wish she would have got on this because she would have fucking snatched the soul out of the song. I think she would have did good with this because honestly, I can't think of anybody else that could have did a remix or a remake of Jay-Z's Imaginary Players and it would have been smooth or good. I think Cardi B did a good job. I don't see Nicki Minaj sounding great on Imaginary Players or like I said or anybody else. Anybody like I just can't think. You know, that's why I said I wish Little Kim would have snatched that up first. And maybe she did, and it's like unreleased, and obviously we'll never fucking hear it. But if she would have rhymed off of Imaginary Players, that would have been so fucking hot. And honestly, if not Lil Kim, then who else? Cardi snatched it up. And honestly, good marketing because here I am talking about it. Whether I liked it or disliked it, whether you liked it or disliked it, she did what she wanted to do with it. People are talking about it, mad, or not. Um, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, and I feel like she had the ball to release this as a single, as one of her singles. What I've heard outside wasn't doing all that great at first, or vice versa. And I don't know how great Imaginary Players is doing. I guess on the charts, because I figure on the charts is what the fuck matters, because we need people to actually go and stream this stuff. I don't know if they're going off streams or going off like albums being purchased. Maybe it's albums being purchased because she was signing albums and stuff like that. So it's kind of ballsy of her to drop such a remake or a remix like Imaginary Players because you're going to be real split between the people that's going to 100% like it only because it's Cardi B and then 100% hate it simply because she rapped off of that song. And she's like, fuck it. It's a good marketing scheme, honestly. I would have did it. People was like, oh, she shouldn't have put that out as a single. She shouldn't have put that out as a single. In my opinion, if I was her, I would put out 3 new singles because she already has WAP and Up as a part of the singles. I wouldn't include those as the singles. I would put 3 new singles out before next month as far as what she did. So far, she put out new singles, mind you. New singles was Outside and Imaginary Players. I will put out 1 more. But I would have put Imaginary Players as the very last single before the album dropped. I will put the Outside single out, boom, for the summer, whatever. And I will put another single out, boom. And then that third single would have been Imaginary Players simply because it would have got people so hyped the fuck up. Hyped the fuck up either 100% mad, like I said, or 100% all the way with it. It would have been good if she would have dropped that single for Imaginary Players as the third one. But we're going to see what she's doing because whoever the team as far as like kind of hyping her up and getting her seen with singles and doing this and doing that. So far, they have been pretty good because honestly, she had hella singles. Honestly, I didn't really listen to many of them. Well, as far as the ones that were like features and stuff. When she did singles, when she was by herself solo, I listened. But when she did like bongos and whatever else she did with somebody else I didn't really listen to. But that's neither here nor there. Bravo for her for putting this out as a single. Um, mm, Because we can definitely use a break from the coochie pop music. We don't really want to hear you talk about coochie, 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 coochie and ass and coochie, coochie and ass, and we can get a break from that. And I'm not even talking about just her. I'm talking about all the female rappers. I'm talking about all of them. We can switch it up sometimes, and I like to see that she low key getting in her bag in a different way, a little bit low key. I like that. Very interesting, and it was well received by me. Cardi B's Imaginary Players sounds nice playing in the car and better to me versus headphones or earbuds. Um, all these bitches hating in the background is a cute touch. And it is. Because at first, when I was listening to my headphones, I didn't catch on to it. I wasn't necessarily listening to the song to listen to the sample, because I thought she was going to use the exact same sample. And then later on down the line, I had to listen. I'm like, hold on. This ain't saying what it said in the original song or the sample. This is saying something else. And these bitches hate it. Hold on, I fucked it up, didn't I? All these bitches hate it. And I was like, hold on, wait. She didn't change that fucking part up. And I think that's cute. I'm glad she did that, because it means you gotta low key listen to the song a couple times to catch the spicy shit she's saying. Ooh, that was a tongue twister. The spicy shit she's saying. Ha. And the little words, the hums, the vocals in the background. I thought that was a cute touch. I did like that. And so, like I said, as far as rap goes, the fact that she stays present with no album in over 5 years. I guess her last album, Invasion of Privacy, was released like 7-8 years ago, and everybody ate that shit up so bad. I didn't know much about it, but anybody I talked to as far as music goes and new music, they always said something about that album. I didn't listen to it all, so I don't know. But this is kind of making me want to see what the hype was with that. And I'm really like, damn, I know she is, she probably feel like she got the whole world on her fucking shoulders, to be honest, because people are so, they either ready for her to fail and be like, I told you so, as far as her first album being so good that she couldn't top it with this second, and people really want her to flop on that shit. And I'm like, man, I feel like if Cardi released this album, and even if it does or does not go the way she wants it to, she's probably going to be done with music. She'll probably continue to do singles, but she'll probably kind of wrap music up. She'll probably wrap music up and just continue to be strictly an entertainer. But as far as making new music, as far as putting out a whole body of work, she probably ain't gonna really want to do that, because in my opinion, she really don't want to have a whole bunch of, she don't want to be a Beyonce, is what I feel like. She want to be a Beyonce as far as everybody know her name and she's a household product. But as far as Beyonce doing hella tours, having hella albums and hella musical content, Cardi B don't want no parts of that. And I get that, because to be honest, I feel like that's where Rihanna is at. And I really don't want Rihanna to rush and make no album if she don't want to make one, because I do not want to have my favorites come out with the album that's trash. And Kanye already did that with the last couple albums, which is why, I put my hands up. I put my hands up with it. Rihanna, you raise the babies and do fashion and do fun shit with A$AP Rocky. Tell his ass don't be rushing and don't put no new music out, especially if he know there ain't no fan base there for it. You ain't got to do it unless you want to, baby. Woo! I said a mouthful. So long story short, I think outside and imaginary players are pretty decent songs. I kind of wish that outside came out a little earlier in the area that I was in, or maybe it did and I caught on late. To be honest, I probably caught on late. Excuse the noise. I probably caught on late because honestly, I'm a little terrified nowadays to listen to new music. So I think Outside is a great song as far as the energy that you want to bring. Obviously, we're not going to listen to Outside if we about to go to church, or maybe you are. I don't know. But, Outside is a song you definitely playing when you outside, when you about to go to the club, when you about to be cute, when you about to be a girl doing girly grown adult shit. And Imaginary Players is a, yeah, bitch. Don't categorize me with X, Y, and Z. Oh, you little rap bitches think you can do da da da. I feel like all rap chicks that are certain level in the industry or in the game always have an issue with people comparing them or want to say who's better than who or this, that, and the third. They did it to Little Kim. They did it to Nicki Minaj. Of course, they're going to do it to you, Cardi, because you have found your way up in the big leagues. Now, we have new albums coming up that I definitely did write down that I did want to review. Tiana Taylor's just one. Her album comes out tomorrow, I believe. I really hope this album is successful. I don't know how dedicated her fans are or how big of a fan base she actually has, but I'm just like, I don't need nobody to put out albums that they are rushing, that they are forced to, because I don't want to be disappointed, especially with the women in our music industry. Like, I don't want Beyonce to put any more albums out after she finishes this third act or fourth act. Whichever act she on needs to be a rock, solid fucking rock, punk album. It needs to be, and then she needs to be done with music. I want her to be done, because I don't want her to get to the point where she putting out bullshit music. I like when the legacy cannot be tainted, and that comes with still making great music when you are in your prime. So, Am I the Drama comes out next month. Everybody is looking forward to it. I'm curious to see what the internet and what the world thinks about it, because I think it's very interesting to see how people take in other people's art and what they think about it. So, this has been a random ass unexpected live. It is Friday, August 22nd, 2025. It is 12:06 a.m. And I just did a review, I guess you want to call that, of Cardi B's newest singles, Imaginary Players specifically, and Outside. So, what did y'all think? And how do y'all think this album is gonna do? That's what I really want to know. I want to know how do you feel like this next album is gonna chart? Now, I did go on Spotify and see that a couple people have new music out. So tomorrow, Tiana Taylor comes out. I did just say that. And I noticed that Doja Cat has a new song out that she just released, like literally. And she has a new album, Vi. that is coming out soon too. Very interesting. So we about to see what's going on with the R&B rap pop star girlies. Definitely. What do y'all think? What's about to happen in music? Anything special? Anything worth spending money on? Anything? All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.